to today's episode of Illusion and Intrigue. Yes, I looked at the title. Yes, I got it in the right order. Today, things might happen. We'll find out. Depends what the group does. I guess that's always what happens in D&D is things might happen. Depends on what the group does. We are coming back to Thailand with our usual cast of characters -1. Technically -2, but we've never met the other one, so -1 that we normally see. If y'all want to introduce yourselves, starting with Stuart.
Hi, I'm Stuart. I play Ra, who is a paladin.
Amanda.
Hi, I'm Amanda. I play Cal, the druid.
I'm Chris, and I play Bard the Bard.
Play Gretchen, the sorcerer.
You cut out in the first half of your introduction of yourself.
Oh,
We don't
I'm
know who you are.
Elizabeth. Yeah, you don't need to know. I'm just Elizabeth. I play
It is
Gretchen.
on the overlay, but for podcast listeners who for some reason might be jumping in this episode. And I am Kara, and I will be your DM for today, as most days. So last week, we had things happen. Stuart, you're going to give us your beautiful recap.
Yeah, so my brief recap is we had some bar time adventures. We had an onsen episode. There was some slumber party gossip. Ra got his hair dyed twice. And then we went to John's and found out that it might be his uncle that's doing the trading that we are trying to find out about.
And his uncle, for those who may not remember, is actually his great uncle, who is the first advisor to the Queen. Anybody who is confused about John's relationship to everybody, he is the grand uncle of the first advisor, as well as the son of the fifth advisor in the Council of Five. So he is very well connected politically, which is why he has hired the group and become friends with them through all that. So we began with a missing cow. If we don't begin quite yet, I think she's having puppy issues today. As I recall, you guys had just gone into Jean's house to talk to him about his bombshell that he just threw at you. Or that you threw at him, and he is now informing you of, really, as the case may be.
Yeah. First thing when we step inside, though, I'll pull my hood down and say, "Look, do you like it?"
You look different. Yes. It looks great. Mm-hmm.
I was advised to fit in more, so I had some help, but...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I from the back, I'm sure you look more like your average Volandian. Yes.
Perfect.
Your complexions, you look great. You look fine. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, come in. I think you mentioned something about pastries.
Ooh, pastries. These ones.
Yeah.
Yes, right in here. And he leads you to the usual room that you're usually brought to. And there are indeed a number of baked goods hanging out on the side table, as per usual in the morning. You probably do notice, because you've been sort of talking about it, that there are more than there were the first time you went there. Like, there's like a variety of baked goods instead of just like a few things that were like for him to nibble on. Like now there's a full on like enough for all of you easily. Help yourself. So help all of you. Help yourselves. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit a little bit stunned by this information that you gained.
Yeah,
I'm not.
the guy, that was the description we got for from a captain that said that was the person shopping around for someone to do the transport.
And you'd mentioned something about it being directly traded with Sirion?
Maybe. I think we're just trying to find out more and if it's legit or not. Obviously, you said before, like, direct silk trade would be bad right now. Because, obviously.
Indeed. Even indirect silk trade is nebulous in legality. We all just pretend it doesn't come from where it comes from, but everybody knows. But a direct trade would directly funnel money into our enemies' coffers, which I'm not I mean, I am a politician, but I'm not a tactician. Nonetheless, it seems like a bad idea. Hey, come here.
Yes. Nebulous politics. Yep.
Yes. So, what are you going to do about this?
I mean,
What would you advise? I mean, this is so well above our heads.
You said that you were tasked with deciding whether it was legitimate or not.
yeah.
I wonder if it's not, if that's the whole reason behind it, if it's a trap. That's why it's so unexpected.
You mean someone trying to get us to do something stupid?
Not you specifically, but whomever it is that you're working for.
Or trying to discredit your uncle? Didn't we hear that they were oddly advertising publicly for Smuggler?
Yeah, he was. So the little greasy guy was going around asking a bunch of captains and stuff.
If they would ship for him.
Mm-hmm.
Smuggle, really.
Yeah.
Maybe they're trying to catch a smuggler.
That seems more likely to me. If it were anybody else, but I just can't see Olivier doing that. He's been working for the crown his entire life.
Is Olivier his uncle or the...
Is there a chance that this greasy guy is stepping out on his own to try to
What is his name?
find his own path?
His secretary, I honestly don't even know. I don't really associate with him much. He's just always around. Perhaps, like I said, I don't know him. It would be very risky. He has a good position. He'd be potentially giving that up and looking at a jail, at the least, if he were doing it on his own.
Where does
It just
this greasy dude work? I assume your uncle is like up in the palace all the time. Like we probably just can't approach him.
yes, he has quarters in the palace. And his secretary would as well.
Great.
He's always there.
Would it be wise to just ask your great uncle? Like, surely he'd tell you if this was some kind of trap that they were setting for ship captains, or
If
if it's
that were the case, absolutely.
yeah. But if it's not,
And
that could be bad.
that could be very bad. That could be our lives.
Yeah, maybe we don't do that.
He has enough power and influence, and I'm really a nobody. And you're
And if you're a nobody, what are we?
could quite easily disappear. So I don't know if I would advise the direct confrontation route unless you had some sort of guarantee of safety if you did it in public. But that has its own potential problems.
Elizabeth, if you're saying something, you're muted.
I am?
No, you're just
I
talking
think
really
you're just
softly.
yeah, I think you're just quiet and it's not registering.
Okay. Well, I think. Ra,
What's up?
it's the information that you were supposed to find was to see. What was the purpose of finding this information? It was just to see if it was political, right?
Yeah, like to find out if it was a trap or if it was someone, tied to someone shady that would double cross her.
Do you think your captain also heard about this nebulous job position and
I mean, it's probably
from the same source?
probably.
But she wants to know if it's legit or not.
Well, and probably because the first job we took where we busted that warehouse with all the weapons and stuff in it, they'd be understandably on edge about taking new jobs with new people.
So if we don't follow up and get this information, your captain will probably come after you and want to kill you.
Yeah.
If we do follow up and piss off the wrong people, then one of the most powerful men in the kingdom will probably make all of us just disappear. Yeah, that sucks.
If all you need is the information, there's no need to actively confront Olivier. But if he is committing treason, then the Queen needs to know.
What if we ask the Queen?
Ask her what?
I mean, maybe this is something she asked him to do.
Perhaps. It seems highly unlikely. Smugglers are, well, they're not exactly unknown, and I can't imagine that she would care that much. They're part of the trade. Setting up a trap for smugglers seems well below her interests. She's at war. She's concerned about the war. unless it was somehow directly related, I can't imagine she's part of it.
Well, you did say the silk trade could fund the war effort. That might. I don't know. This is all very complicated.
But is that, I mean,
Would she want to know if her uncle was maybe committing treason?
I don't know. Honestly, he's been with her since.
Or would she kill us
She was
too for
born.
suggesting it?
No, I don't think so. But
I'm
he
just gonna go
is
shove a pastry in my mouth.
he's the person she trusts most. It would break her heart. Which I'd like to avoid if possible.
B.
So, how do we
No.
find out more info without getting dead, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a good question.
Isn't it?
Could you arrange a meeting with the skeezy guy?
More than likely.
I mean,
It would
and then
be
we could
unusual,
meet
but
with them.
not impossible.
Are the I'll turn to my group. Are you guys well known among royal people that they'll recognize you if you're dressed completely differently?
Well,
I think I could change my appearance small enough that I could not be recognized. I mean,
nobody's going to recognize me with this hair.
Especially with the new clothing.
That's so if you were able to provide us with new clothing and introduce us as respectful merchants, I don't think
In a different context, you might not be recognized.
We do have those fancy clothes being made that are way too expensive.
yes.
That was Cal choking on a pastry.
Yes.
I just figured we'd never go back there.
You
I
commissioned
think-
clothing.
We were trying to find out stuff about the shop you talked about, so we went in to try to talk to them and they started with all the making of fancy clothes, and it's a lot, apparently.
When you go to one of the nicest clothiers in town, of course it is.
You know,
That said, not returning for clothing will give you a black mark.
I just poked my dog in the eyeball with my microphone.
He doesn't seem very traumatized.
He is, however,
very-
awake
Now he's
and trying
like
to eat the offending microphone. Oh, don't roll over. You'll roll right out of my lap.
So, is this the same uncle that does some silk trading already?
Yes.
Is it possible he's just looking for another
Trying to find the competition?
way to move it? Trying to consolidate or something?
Well, this is, it sounds like what you're talking about is importing the silk, not selling it. And essentially not paying the middleman, as it were. by not getting it through Oslin. Which in theory, based on my albeit slightly rudimentary understanding of merchanting, trade, would be beneficial to Siriand as well as whomever was conducting this trade. Because both sides would make more money.
Hmm. These Danishes are really good.
So I'll let my cook know. Try the blackberry one. You'll really like that one.
Yeah, it's good. I'm still over here, like, downing pastries.
I'm just straight up stress eating at this point.
I think we've got.
I can't imagine
Yeah, no,
my uncle actually doing this. But he does already trade in silk.
So maybe he's
Which
just
is
trying to figure out
already-
who, like, maybe his prices have gone down because someone's flooding the market with new silk and he's trying to figure out who that is. Or
Well, why not have Ra pose as a ship captain, the two of you as people that work on a ship, and perhaps I can scope things out while the rest of you are doing that.
I mean, John, couldn't you just ask your uncle?
what if you just told your uncle that you've heard rumors about new silk trade and you wanted to know that if it was affecting his business? Or
This would be easier if I ever talked to him about business.
Well, that would put you square in the middle of things, whereas if we handle it, then you're removed from any backlash.
It would be highly suspect if I were to suddenly approach my uncle and ask him about rumors. We don't talk on a regular basis. When we do, it's about court and politics. He's in charge of trade. My father helps him to an extent, but nothing to do with it.
Father maybe know something about it.
He might be a less volatile source, potentially volatile source.
If there's a conspiracy, how far does the conspiracy run?
Honestly, I would expect my father over my uncle to do this, but it's not the person we're talking about.
It could just as easily be both.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is why perhaps you not going might be the best, because then they would suspect that you're trying to vie for some sort of influence, whereas, I don't know, Ra, could you impersonate? I mean, if What's-His-Face was able to be a captain, certainly Ra could manage talking about how big his boat is. Sorry to bring that back up.
We could.
And then we're able to work through back channels, and instead of going straight to literally the highest point of contact in the land, we start elsewhere and see maybe it is just the skeezy secretary and not literally every single person next to the crown who has power.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't think ship captains go to court. We hang out down at the docks and at the bars and...
Well, but I mean, if we introduce ourselves or get introduced to the skeevy secretary, then we're not going to court. We're being introduced to the skeevy secretary, and we see where that takes us.
How did your captain get involved in this?
I'm not sure, but the one that we got more info from said said that this secretary guy was going around asking captains.
Then presumably they had a way to meet him.
I could try to see if we could.
Didn't think of that.
Yeah, if they. I mean, it'd be weird though if. Would it be weird if, like, they already found someone and then we out of nowhere come up and say, hey, do you still have that job?
I mean, you would
Not how
just
it all works.
would you just say it like how you discovered the information in the first place? I was at the bar and I heard that you needed a ship. I have a ship.
Seems fairly straightforward.
But I don't have a ship.
You just pretend.
We could rent that little rowboat again.
Jean, do you have a ship?
Oh, I do not have a ship.
Could you
Or you
get
could
one?
I'm sure I could borrow one.
There we go.
we could pretend we're that one guy with the pleasure yacht.
My only concern with that would be who did we ever find out who his father was?
Oh,
Did we ever figure out what his name was?
It would be our luck that that guy is the son of Skeezy's secretary, and then we would be trying to sell his own ship to him. The
Shit.
easiest route might be for you, Jean, to borrow a ship, and for that to we change the name for an evening, and that be ours.
Why would you need an actual ship?
we need an actual ship. We could just
I mean, back or just in case.
a backup ship to make sure that we have a ship. I think we
Not
could
an
just
iron
get.
cross tease.
We could borrow a rowboat. Pretend we have a boat, but I don't think we actually need to do any of that. We just need to have the appearance that we have a boat.
I'm
Like a
trying to bring
backstory,
that
like a
down.
name for the boat,
Well,
and like a
It would be
Crew.
just our luck that they would want to go see our. They would want to inspect it to make sure that it could hold
No,
cargo.
if they do,
yes, but
you
if they
arrange for
do,
another
we
time.
set the point. Yeah, we make it for a later date, and maybe we rent a boat for the afternoon. How much does it cost to rent a boat?
It sounds like we're now debating.
They're often for
Do you have any ideas now?
I mean, usually you charter a ship. You don't really just rent it.
Typically, to my knowledge, a ship comes with its crew.
Yeah. There's usually folks around a ship unless it's like getting refitted or something. But then there's people working on it.
I don't know that we have a better idea.
Well, I mean, are we now debating details and that the plan is
Can we have a boat?
Send in his crew
Best
to
plan
go
I've
talk to this
heard so far.
secretary.
Least likely to get us all killed.
Better than me going and talking to my uncle and disappearing. You'd never see me again, if it were true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plan? Oh,
Hinges on you, I believe, Raw.
I mean, I guess I could pretend to have a boat. I don't know how I'm a captain without a boat, though.
I think you're a captain
Imagination.
in your mind. Yes.
before we go through all this, have you told your captain what you found out?
She just says to keep finding out more. Because
Have you
it
told
wasn't
her
the one that we were.
this update?
and I'll pull out a thing and scribble on the paper real
might
quick.
wait on that information before we actually send it, just in case it starts a civil war.
And I'll write real quick. Your contact, what color are his eyes? Just because I want to check and make sure if it's like, see if it's the same person or not.
Okay. You're not going to get an answer immediately
But
because she doesn't happen to be looking at the paper at that moment.
what if Gretchen's the captain?
How come when you send text, you have to sit here and wait and like they don't respond immediately?
It just says ...
Yeah, she leaves me on red all the time. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I could.
And maybe
I-
Robbie. I don't know.
Do
Cargo
we need
master? Or-
to have a boat test to see who needs to be the captain? What's the front of the ship called? This is going to not go well.
think that we could do a little bit of practice beforehand, going through
Maybe
important
you all are just
terminology,
merchants and I'm the ship guy.
boom. Right? It's just
I-
somebody who needs to know. I think
I will.
That was not mine.
Yeah, that was mine. He heard stuff outside.
John, I think there's a dog in your yard.
Oh, is it one of those mastiffs? I want to go see it.
Sure.
I'm gonna run to the window and look for the dog.
Not a mastiff.
A potato rolls by.
I
That said,
think
I might have to do something different because I imagine any sort of situation where they're entering into this sort of deal, they would want to see faces, and mine is not a face most people would be okay with seeing.
You could just stand outside and
to come at all. I
tell
think
people if it goes completely to shit.
I had an idea of a way to follow you guys, and we'll see how it goes. I think once we get closer.
Isn't it
of
just called
having
the front
me.
of the boat?
What was that?
Isn't it just called the front of the boat?
No, it's the bow.
Oh. Oh, I think I did read that somewhere.
Oh. Oh. So you bow. Okay. And then are there other specific terms about boats that people should be aware of besides bow?
Regretting this
How
plan.
often in trade negotiations do you ask about the details of what the front of the ship is called?
Oh. You mostly just talk about price, timing, how much you're going to get paid, what to do if there's a risky situation. How
Usually,
you-
I don't think your terminology is going to be your
I
downfall.
think-
usually non-ship folks just ask how big our hold is and how long it takes us to get from here to there or there to here.
Do either of the other two of you, would you be able to make up reasonable answers?
I think so. I think if I spend a little bit of time asking a few questions about hold sizes from Raw and timing of ship navigation routes, I think
How long does it take to get from Pevzit to, I don't know where in Sirion, somewhere in Sirion?
I
If
mean,
two ships left two different harbors at these times, traveling.
I'd
so
start giving you guys problems for your puzzles.
the real answer is really dependent on the season and the weather.
If you were to leave now,
Late summer. We usually, so sometimes we do a hard sail the whole way, but usually we make stops for resupply and all that. But typically if we were sailing just one way, it'd be several weeks depending on weather. If we were trying to get all the way around to just past Oslin.
So now you have your answer to that question.
And then sometimes we would sail back because the demand for tropical goods is pretty high up here, and we would be trying to beat the beat time to get back before it all spoiled. So, but we get paid really well for that stuff. So, yeah. But usually the round trip can take a couple months because we take our time and take profitable jobs along the way. But if someone's sailing straight there and back,
So if they paid
goes
us
faster.
extra not to stop and do the other jobs.
Yeah.
Which I
So this-
assume is what this would be.
So there's our normal route, and then there's you're paying for our exclusive services route.
And if
Yeah.
you said this is enough to pay to fund the war effort, I would assume.
Well, not in and of itself, but it would help, I'm sure.
I mean, so this is
If it were regular.
sneezing at.
If it were one shipment, then it wouldn't make a big difference. But regular trade, of course, it would make a big difference.
But yeah, usually ships will find something to carry because yeah, being empty one way is usually just costing money. So there's always something people down there need from up here and vice versa and such. So
But should we work on arranging this meetup? If you're a captain, do you need to dress nicer?
then I'm already in these.
If you're a captain, do you have to dress nicer? Do any of you have to dress nicer, or
I mean, if they're
I
like
think
merchant
we can-
folk, then they need to
If
dress
Gretchen's
like
a merchant, I
folk.
could like go along as like her bookkeeper or something.
I think I have a way of making myself not looking like myself, and I
Are you
suspect.
gonna dye your hair too?
No, it's a little bit different. I have a I looked like an old hag.
Oh yeah. How
Yeah.
did you do that?
Oh.
Thought about how Alric just became a different person, right? And I think I pulled on my nose and I just felt like that there was some things I just said that just made me an old hag. I
Did
think.
you like complain about how the cold weather makes your knee hurt?
I think I can do it again. I think I could change my appearance. I think I could change how I look, sound my voice, maybe my hair. Oh,
That is a useful skill. Would
I
a
think-
merchant typically be on a ship looking for a trade deal?
They
So
might
I
sail.
think-
Sometimes merchants sail if they're moving with their goods. Yeah.
A partnership?
But isn't the merchant the one who hires you?
I mean, yeah, but they might also come along.
But why would you have one coming to a meeting
With
with
another
the person who
merchant.
wanted to hire you?
if he doesn't own the boat
Oh.
outright?
Yeah, maybe if they're my
You would know more than I about this. It just seems odd.
What if you're not a merchant? What if you're like an investor?
We have a good plan so far. I think we're really discussing the minutia of the details at this point in time. We have somebody who could be a merchant. Ra could be the captain. Got a
Gretchen, you could be
bookkeeper.
whatever you want. I mean,
Yes. So I think we've got this. I think.
we just have to figure out what the way of meeting up with this guy is.
I mean, can you get into contact with the captain that you talked with last night?
I mean, I could just go back and look for her, and then she runs riverboats, so I could check. I've seen her around the docks, and I could find her again probably. Might take a while though.
Then we should get started.
I'll look again at my magic paper.
Okay. It has actually changed, and in the response is, I don't know, it was dark. And then there's like a line, and then there's a line under it that says, if I had a description, I would tell you. This is, I mean, yeah, she doesn't say any more, but you get the feeling this is like why she got you. It's like she doesn't know anything and she needs to know more.
Stop asking stupid questions and do your job.
So
She didn't say that. But there might be that implied
It was
message.
the undertext.
undertext.
She knows better than to say the quiet part out loud.
Hey. Okay. I think you should say that there may be some ties to political people. Have you told her that it does look like there is ties to?
I'll do that now, and then right, if it's who we think it is, he works for Top Advisor, who already trades silk. Might be a trap, but might just be for more profit.
Okay. And then fairly quickly this time, there comes a response that says, clarify which advisor.
No.
I'll just write, probably misspelled, Oliver, I think his name was. Olivier.
Mm-hmm. Dylan's song. If you want to add that, but you could just say Oliver.
I probably will write the last name, but it's butchered because I'm terrible at spelling.
Okay. You do not get an immediate response.
Maybe she'll just say, never mind, I'm not interested.
Maybe. I
What?
mean, if it's job
Her
done, then
broken dream.
if that's all we needed to do, then maybe
Maybe
we
she'll
don't
just
have to
decide it's
approach him.
too likely a trap and she doesn't want to. I don't know. The black bear ones are good, though.
Yes.
I think so as well. They're one of my favorites.
Might be that she just needs to know what's connected, and then we're done.
Maybe, hopefully.
Or we need to find out more information, and we have a good plan so far. So I think I can pretend to be the merchant. We'll meet at a dark alley. We'll figure out a little bit more information. Cal is bookkeeper. Ra, you are captain. We got this. And Bard is a
Around.
bodyguard.
A
In the back.
bodyguard?
Oh, I'll be around.
Bodyguard.
Don't worry about me. I'll be around. Which is why if we could somehow arrange a meeting in his office, or immediately outside of his office, or somewhere like that, that might even be better.
His office is in the palace.
I
Never
bet he would not meet a captain up there.
There's
That's not
No
not
chance
for
that
our
he would meet
folk.
people there.
Yeah. I mean, maybe
think
like
it's
if some some merchanty type was like my investor and whatever and was helping make a deal, maybe, but I didn't see a single person that looked like they'd been on the sea ever up there.
No, I can't imagine that he would ever meet with tradespeople.
So we got to find out what the way of getting in touch.
Did
Do
the text I wrote disappear? Or is there more space to write, I guess?
There's more space to write.
Sure.
If you wanted to write more.
I'll say, did you have a way to set up a meeting with him?
And this time you do get a response pretty quickly. And it says, yes. If you can confirm that he is behind this, your job is done.
Jean, what does the greasy secretary sound like?
It's nothing distinctive about his voice. He sounds like a courtier.
Yes, Mama's legs are asleep.
I'll just write back, how tall was he? And was he greasy?
Not very, is the response. I don't know. It was dark.
Okay. Maybe just confirming that it was him would be enough then. Maybe we don't have to go through with the whole thing. I'll just write
Well, I
back.
guess.
If you set up a meet and can see his eyes, they're different colors, it's definitely this guy.
And the response is, this guy who?
Oliver guy. It's his assistant. I'm scribbling back.
And then the response, if it's his assistant, how do you know it's also him?
I'm looking out the window for the dog again.
As this like silent conversation is happening.
Jean, if we do this, how far down the rabbit hole do you want us to go, since it involves your family?
Red pill or blue pill?
I honestly don't know.
I mean, it's possible it could even drag you down with it if it's big enough.
If Olivier is committing treason, that upends a great many things in this kingdom.
I mean, if you said that he was the more trustworthy one and you anticipated your own father being it, then
If anybody,
possible
it
could
would
be
have been more likely to be my father. I mean,
then it could
he's not
just likely be
untrustworthy, but
both of them.
less trustworthy. Yeah, if he's involved, then my father might be.
And if there's two of the five,
And if 2 of the 5 advisors are part of this,
there could be more.
Could you ask your father about this greasy guy and see if he's been heard anything about him recently? Or maybe he knows even better if he would step out on his own, or if he's always, the voice of his boss.
I could try to figure out a way to ask.
I have a completely ridiculous question that maybe you know the answer to, Jean.
Yes.
During the attack on the palace, where and how were the council of them?
The council. I
Where
honestly.
were they? And were they ever in danger?
That is a very good question. I don't know the answer to that.
I am now hypothesizing too much and reading too deeply into this.
Maybe not. I mean,
Well, the king. I'm sure you know that the kingdom isn't as secure as we might like it to be. There are factions who don't think Annette should be queen. There are factions who want Jackie on the throne. There are factions who want her mother on the throne. My family put Annette on the throne. They are the kingmakers in this kingdom.
What if, instead of being kingmakers, the Council of Five stabbed them all in the back and took over? My
That's
mentor
essentially
had
what
would similar to
did.
that. And that's
Has the queen done anything that would make them turn on her?
That I know of, but as Bard indicated, that's what they did. They found a woman who had no training and put her on the throne in order to maintain power.
She seems pretty smart, though.
It's an open secret.
then I take it back. We're not in the first of my mentor's plays. We're in the sequel.
The what?
This isn't Julius Caesar. This is Mark Antony and Cleopatra.
I'll
I
take
don't
your
think
word
I've
on that.
seen those plays.
They were really good. I like them.
No idea what we're talking about now.
oh, is this Shakespeare or is it
Shakespeare was
Shakespeare? Oh, it's Shakespeare.
Oh, it's those books that. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, those books.
There are books.
I mean,
Oh,
I mean, I've heard of plays.
other
I've seen
people.
a
Plays.
couple of them.
But they're being published as
I didn't realize they were that popular.
Neither did I.
Fascinating.
I'm so glad I was able to work all that into this.
Yeah, it sounds like I might be off the hook if we can just get an answer if the secretary is working for his boss, is working for himself, or if he's working for possibly like your father or someone else, without having to
You
do
might
like a
be.
real meet. I mean, it'll make me feel better that I'm not.
Of course. I'm not
Yeah.
discounting that. It's just if this is deeper, if this is endangering Annette or her position.
I mean,
Maybe
This
I have
is-
to tell her.
This has kind of gone a little beyond potential silk trading and a lot more into a potential completely a third attempt to over. Do you think there's any way that you could find out what happened to the council during the attack? Because I think that would give us a lot of insight into how things are going.
I'm sure I could. I
Sean.
just never thought to ask before.
John, you're on to something, though. I think...
You're very quiet.
Oh. Jean, I think you're on to something. I think you should let her know. Not that there are... Let her know about that there is something going on, that there is this rumor of politically connected silks going through Sirion. It doesn't have to be exactly who yet, but I think that and asking about the council,
I very
Because-
much hope you're wrong.
I hope so too. But, I mean, what happened was to dethrone her.
What? Oh, the
Yeah, with-
the attack. Yes.
Yeah, the attack.
I assume. Yes.
Hmm.
I mean, but I assumed it was to dethrone her and seat Sirianda on the throne, not someone else here.
That would be bad.
Yes, that's why it was so important that you stopped it.
Maybe
How much pushback
we
do you
just
guys get from the council on protecting them and your information that you brought back?
Well, there was certainly an element of disbelief and not thinking it was true or viable sources, but that would happen with any such situation, especially considering that I was using words like magic.
Oh,
I
they
didn't
were
know if
by the word magic. Oh, this is something.
I didn't. There wasn't anything that I noticed being out of the ordinary in terms of pushback. Mostly just disbelief. But in the end, obviously, the palace was guarded more heavily, and
maybe
by
we
and
just
large, people listened.
maybe we just find out if they were in the same situation as everyone, or if they were conveniently absent or conveniently not.
We asked
Chased.
everybody to leave.
I mean, that's true. Damn.
I
If
was
they
gonna
did,
say, how
then
would
they
you
were
tell the
simply
difference
doing
between
what they were supposed to do.
yeah,
Yeah,
Just-
I don't know.
taking the
Or
precautions?
the royal family that was idiotic about it.
Did they
Oh.
find
That I know
out
of.
which rich people were involved in buying all the arms that the what's her name that we caught,
The green eel?
green eel.
Hmm.
Did we find out who was paying her, who was gonna, because she, I mean, she might have just been crazy, but she was probably getting paid for all that stuff. Did we find out who did that? Because they probably are the key rich people to watch out for.
I don't know. I didn't follow up.
So wait, there was how many attacks on the capital have the 3/4 of you stopped?
Well, it wasn't an attack. It was just
No.
there was a ship
was-
that got
Somebody was
commandeered, and they had
Sizable
just
amount
moved
of
some.
weapons into
Yeah,
the capital? Because I never heard anything about that.
No, it was quieted over, of course, to not cause a panic. That's why I hired them to be my intelligence agents.
But then 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, how long later was it? I don't remember.
it's been almost exactly a month since the attack on the Capitol.
But how many weeks after the weapons that you guys got?
About a month.
I don't know.
Yeah,
So-
it was.
A week after
Time for us to get to Syria, dick around, and come back.
the three
Yeah.
and four of you, a week after the 3 and 4 of you stopped them smuggling weapons in, there was a massive attack on the capital that would have succeeded were it not for the 4 of you. Yes?
Five. But yeah.
Yeah, we came back with well, we came back with 5, but one of them was different. So,
Yeah.
But I mean,
and then
but
we
even that,
lost another
so
one.
that's a lot of attacks. I think that's a lot of attacks.
I never thought about them being connected.
I don't know, but I mean,
mean-
if we find out that someone you're related to was bankrolling the warehouse of weapons, then that would be a big problem.
That would mean they were
Yeah,
hanged.
hunged.
I'm not
Hanged.
positive. It
Hanged.
doesn't happen very often in this kingdom.
I mean, yeah, I mean, maybe they just took up an old warehouse that they couldn't get traced back to, but I don't know.
I mean, that would be openly attempting an insurrection,
Yeah,
not simply undermining with trade or.
but
Okay.
And if that
Yeah.
were the case, then who are they backing?
so maybe we don't make it too complicated right now. Maybe we just find out if the secretary guy is doing his normal job or doing a side job or working for someone else.
That seems like perhaps a good first step rather than going down this apparently very long rabbit hole.
Well, yeah. But, okay.
So, should I wait to talk to the queen?
Probably. Unless she knows if that secretary is working for someone else.
I think it would be
Can't
good to
imagine
wait
she
till we
would,
know
but-
more.
Would people notice if she just took a week vacation somewhere?
Probably not.
Maybe it
doesn't
wouldn't be a
really-
bad idea if they took a discreet vacation to one place and then went another.
If, however, somebody is planning an insurrection, would that not be an ideal time to take over?
Are you more concerned with the insurrection or them dying?
Both.
Well, one can come back from an insurrection. As far as I'm aware, death is a completely different category.
Yes, but is there any reason to assume that it would happen within the next week of its own volition?
It all seems to be happening so fast to me that there's been all of these, and now there's the silk trade, and now there's. It just seems like there's so many things that
I
even
mean,
for a week wouldn't.
we
And if their original vacation spot gets attacked, then they're fine.
we shipped a lot of stuff, but I mean, we never tried to like overthrow a government. So maybe it's just smuggling for now.
Probably is.
Smuggling
just-
is very common.
Yeah.
But connected so close to the throne.
I mean,
I don't know.
it seems like rich people just buy and sell lots of stuff, so it's kind of it's kind of gonna happen.
And as you
Yep.
mentioned, you often bring goods north, or have in the past, which would have been the same situation, albeit I assume not silk, or you would have known about that or mentioned it.
I mean, there's some stuff that's just in crates that we move, but like, sometimes it's like small goods people want to keep really secret. So we like have our all of our cargo, and then we have like, small stuff that's valuable. Or like a lot of times we were just the fastest boat. So there's these big tropical fruits that stink really bad when you open them, but for some reason people love them. And like we could ship them back before they go bad, and so we would get paid a lot for them because otherwise people can't get them. Yeah, I don't know why people like them, but like the whole
haven't
hold
ever tried
reeks.
The idea seems terrible.
But it's like super like they pay us really good for them, so like it's that kind of stuff. But
And these are things that are served at the palace. So somebody is. I mean, smuggling is a way
Yeah,
of
we
life.
just fill a need for stuff that can't, be got sometimes above board.
And I don't want you to be correct, Bard. I'm not discounting what you're saying. I think you have a very good point, and it terrifies me. But there is also a chance that it is just silk. And perhaps my uncle is simply branching out in a very stupid way.
No, and I obviously hope the same, and that's also why I suggest maybe the queen and princess and the other person. The politics here are so confusing for me. If they take a vacation and nothing happens, then they've gotten a vacation. If there's an insurrection, then it's likely to save their lives.
I mean, they can't just go on vacation for forever, though.
No.
At
And
least until we figure out how deep. Again, I mean, if it's smuggling silk, then we'll solve it today. If it's not, it's a lot more.
If Annette knew that was why she was being asked to leave, she would not leave.
You can't just. Well, I guess he doesn't know their relationship. I don't say anything.
And this is why I give your theory credence, Bard, is because while to my knowledge she hasn't done anything specifically against the council, I don't think she is as under their thumb as she was in the past.
They wanted a figurehead. And
She's becoming a queen. She listens. She always listens, but she doesn't always do. She can be admirably stubborn.
I mean, I think that makes sense.
But again, there's no actual rift. She hasn't gone out of her way to do anything not advised. She, to my knowledge, there's nothing like that. It's just perhaps a trade deal doesn't go through that my uncle wanted, or perhaps the army doesn't go where they wanted it to. But it's nothing large, nothing worthy of deposing her.
Well, then, is there a way that we can get in contact with you potentially faster? Whatever, because we've all at this point seen him write on the paper, it disappear, and then get more text. Yeah.
I would assume so.
Pretty much, I'm not hiding it.
Is there some way that we could do something like what Ra has, and because we could potentially get the silk partially solved today, and then if it's turning into a bigger issue, then we can let you know. But we can go now and get that figured out by the end of the day.
Well, you could send a message. I'd have no idea how that paper that Ra has works.
Neither do I. I just write on it.
But you can always send a message. Once we're done here, I would more than likely go to the palace. It's what I usually do. So I could be found there.
We went with you before, like I was dressed as a guard. I mean, we could accompany you if you wanted. And
You could, but then you wouldn't be working on the silk question.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how we're actually going to contact this guy. I guess we set up a meeting again, but I don't know. If you can find out if he's working for your uncle or your dad or himself or someone else, then I think that's
I
all we
have no
need.
idea how to accomplish that.
Could you want in on the deal?
What deal? If I mentioned I knew it, then
How long have you been in politics?
well, I've been in and out of the palace my entire life.
So you don't think that there's a way that you could ask your uncle about silk without asking your uncle about silk?
See, I could if I had some kind of background. I've avoided talk about trade. It's clearly been boring to me my entire life, and he knows that. My father knows that. I've
So you
never
think this
expressed
would
an
be
interest.
a suspicious time to take an interest in it?
But it
Precisely.
was exciting having this party as your kind of personal spies, wasn't it?
Oh, well, I am involved with this. With the yes, they know that. I am the
You couldn't
spy
want to
master,
do more exciting things and want to fund us better.
but I am the spy master. If I come to them with a talk about silk, they'll know that I know something about it. If
That seems too risky.
I think I think it's best if you, Sean, if you don't talk to them about this.
seems, now that I think about it, remarkably stupid to start something this large and not inform your own relative who you know is in charge of your spy network. Maybe they're not behind it. Maybe they don't know.
I do think you should be in some way talking to them a little bit more frequently now, as far as
Well, I talk
just
to my father
familial.
all the time, just not about trade.
Yes, but also talk to your uncle as well.
I don't
I
think
know
you quite understand my position.
you're stuck.
I am a nobody. My father is not titled. My uncle is titled because of a courtesy. My father is specifically meant to be the one person on the advisory board that is not titled. I'm his son. Yes, I control a spy network, but it's not official. It's not any sort of title or official position. By its nature, it's quiet. It's underground.
I mean, I feel like
I
you could
don't
ask him if you said, "Hey,
communicate.
my informants brought up this new thing that might be bad."
I apologize if we're overreaching.
No, I'm frustrated. I don't know how I can do. I'm frustrated with the situation. It's not you. It's not. I don't know the best option.
I was trying to say is
And it's very. I just feel that perhaps you feel that I have more sway than I do at court, or that I have more contacts than I do at court.
I think
I
more
mean,
of me asking to reestablish those contacts with your uncle and to reestablish more contact with your father,
It's not a
and
matter of reestablishing. We've never had contact. He is a peer.
but not an acquaintance or
No, a
a
peer as in
contact.
titled member of court.
Yeah,
Yes, we speak, but the same way I speak to any other of the advisors as a nobody, as another courtier who means nothing, as a liability to the family if something went wrong.
Well, then let's go. Let us go talk about or see if we can't track down this silk, and let's start there. Let's not get 20 paces down. Let's do this. We have a simple goal in front of us. Start a trade.
I think the only reason you've seen as much access to court as you've seen is because Anant and I are friends. We grew up together. But that's different than actually having sway or a voice. So yes, I think perhaps your plan is a good one. I think that you can gain more information than I from that angle. I can make what inquiries I can make. But if I want to remain safe, and if this is as deep as it could be, I can't make many.
We understand.
Maybe just do what you can to keep the nobles safe, and we'll do our part.
I'm sorry that I can't do more.
I think you're doing quite a lot for us, so don't. There's no need to apologize for knowing what limit you have.
Well, they are certainly there. And of course, as I'm sure many of you know, my father isn't even my father, so it's a courtesy title itself.
Yes. Oh, you're more than about that. I think Simon would like to hear from you at some point.
Of course. Bring him by.
Okay.
And now you know the real me. Well then, shall we?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he sort of makes this very visible effort to like drop everything and become his usual flirtatious, fun, easygoing persona that you have, had heard about for so long. The court flirt, as it were. Well then, is there anything else I can help any of you with?
I think that's it for now.
All right. Well, I should probably go. You have a meeting to find a way to arrange. Do send me a message if you run into anything.
Yeah.
Very well. He stands up, kisses your hand, Gretchen. Thank you. Kisses your hand, Cal. And you. Good day. And he walks out. And you hear him leave the house.
Shall we go?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah. I think so. You've got a plan.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not totally sure. I mean, I assume we're walking and talking. I'm not totally sure
You've had
how,
your fill of pastries.
if we can set up a meet, how we'll find out if he's freelancing or not. Because he's probably not going to, I mean, it doesn't seem like he would tell us, right?
Maybe he'd imply something?
We arrange this meet. Bard then goes on and tracks him afterwards and sees if he goes back to the palace, right? To, like, if we could get somebody in the palace, like, maybe, no, I don't know. If we could just have somebody follow him and then listen in to the conversations afterwards, and then we could see if it is connected to all these things.
That's possible.
I think might be a way of doing it. But I'm not sure.
Are the gates open when you go into the palace, or do they like stop there and then they open it and then you go through?
Oh, typically they're open, but there are many guards there who sort of like. I mean, you are stopped like before you can go into the palace, but the gates are open.
It would be possible to squeeze past, though.
Yeah.
Don't rule it out. It's entirely possible.
It's a way to make you not visible for a bit. I think that would be.
Yeah, that's what I was after as well. Swear to God, if I lose a third character or another character,
Sneaking into another secret meeting.
Get the shit murdered out of him. This was not
We're,
my original idea
we're
necessarily.
playing a campaign and you're just playing one-shot characters.
Exactly.
Kill this one. Kill that one. We've killed them all. Yay! I feel like it's just we gotta have death statistics for your characters.
It's
You're
just
gonna have
yes
so many
at
dead
that
friends
point.
to remember. Like, wait, who are we trying to work with their family?
Well, and especially
Who
like
are we
you
eventually?
guys only knew the second one for like a week, maybe.
It was about a
I
week on
think
the
it's
road,
like
yeah.
4 days with
not
this
very
guy.
long.
But no, there. If that was the goal, was for the three of you to talk with him, and then for me to tell him back, yes, I could do it. Time would be mildly of the essence, assuming that he doesn't try to stop at every bar along the way, and that he just goes straight back to his office and immediately writes something down or talks to somebody. Then, but it would be a time gambit.
Yeah. Yeah, we can try to set it up and see where it goes.
Where are you walking to when you're walk and talk?
I hadn't decided.
Just wandering the streets.
Kind of going towards the inn, but not so much.
Vaguely back in the direction we came from.
Yeah.
Yep. Got to get moving after I ate all those pastries. So
Yeah, I don't
Walk
feel
someone
good.
off.
Walk off pastries. Guess.
Let's go down by the river, you know.
See if Duncan's, I don't know, if Duncan's come back or something, or his family is doing a stall at all. Still.
If I was in charge of books on a ship, what would I wear?
Like
would I
charts
need
and
to
stuff.
tattoos and no, like the person who isn't there like a person who logs what cargo comes in and how much they get for it and
Oh,
like
the
keeps
quartermaster.
the
Well,
book.
I mean, the quartermaster does, but
Quartermaster,
like,
is that the word?
yeah, I mean, they keep track of all this stuff and like make sure it's in the right spot, basically.
So would it make more sense for her to be the quartermaster or the navigator?
Or do we need you to appear as somebody at all? Do we just need two? Could you go with Bard and maybe do the following afterwards?
Yeah, I could maybe go with Bard.
How long would you have as something?
Me, I think I can.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Because mine is a relative finite time limit, but how much time would she have?
Hang on. More than an hour.
I think it's level over
Oh,
2
Is
per,
it an hour per character level? Yeah, something
it's a
like
half
that.
hour per character level per charge.
Half hour per character level per charge. So, yay.
So 4 hours total. If you used both uses.
Would have thought 3 hours.
Should be level 4.
Yeah. But is it over level 2 or just half hour per?
Half hour per.
What are you talking about?
The
How
duration
long I
of
can
wild
stay in
shape.
wild shape? I could probably manage it for a couple hours. I mean, after that, I start to get tired. But
That's about what mine sits at. I would have contingencies if something happened and I was still in the palace after that, but then it gets a lot more interesting.
I've lost my dog.
Cat said no.
Yet I swear I hear munching noises.
Well,
No, it's number of hours equal to half your druid level. So technically, she could do 4 hours total
Mm-hmm.
with both B shapes. Right? Because don't you have 2 B shapes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So a total of 4 hours.
Cool. Yeah, I could stay with Bard and do something.
Oh, I imagine we'll be trying to watch them somehow. That way we can easily tail him once he leaves.
Are there regular cats in the palace? Like mousers?
You could make a nature check to see if you noticed any, or history or
That
something.
would be good, because my suggestion was going to be turn into a mouse, so that could have been potentially really bad.
That would be funny. I would almost be tempted to do that just to see that would happen, but no, like I could do big cat. I could probably do little cat. Nature. That's an 8.
You don't remember seeing any. But you don't remember not seeing any? Like, you didn't notice a bunch of vermin or anything.
Yeah, I'm just thinking now, like, seems maybe. Unless they keep them away from the big dogs.
Yeah, you did definitely see big dogs.
What the hell are you eating?
Oh, I was just finishing this last pastry while we
BRB.
walked.
So I need to take a break, guys. Either you guys can continue planning, or we could all take a break. It's up to you all. But I need to
think
go
we
away
need-
for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Sure.
I need to
We
take
just
a
go
break.
on a break.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me too.
It looks like Amanda does too. So I think this is all a
Let's
good time.
go. I'll change the screen real quick.
Oh, that's right. You
Boop.
made a break. Hey, cool. All right. Couple minutes and we'll be right back. I guess we're
Hello.
back.
Yep,
It looks like we're back.
we're back.
Yay, we're back. Okay, you
Hopefully,
guys were
puppy issues are
playing.
settled.
What's up?
I think something about that puppy chewing on something.
Something.
Oh, I said the puppy issues have been resolved. I hope.
Oh, good. Crazy puppy.
Look, it's all innocent.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that little angel.
Sweet
Never
and
ever
innocent.
make it wrong.
Totally not eating the carpet.
Mm-mm. No puppies
No.
would ever do that.
None whatsoever.
I'm gonna knock over my ring light. Somehow the tripod is like super uneven, and I don't really know why. It's like this far off the ground on
How do
one
you
of
get
the.
three
Like,
legs uneven?
well, I don't think it's uneven. I think it's like leaning, and somehow it's like caught on something or something. And I don't really know what, but
It's
I
only
can't
three
bring
legs.
it
All
back
three
up.
should be on the ground.
I know. That's why I'm like, I'm gonna knock it over without meaning to, because my
And again,
foot
my
keeps
dog
going
didn't
underneath one of the
stand it.
legs, and I'm gonna like knock it one of these times. Hopefully not. Okay, so shall we get back?
Yeah.
Huh? What are you guys doing?
In now after deciding, Oh. Okay. So, you two, so Cal and Bard are going to be hiding or doing something or changing into animals of some sort.
Lurking outside. Yeah.
No, lurking outside. Okay, and then Will, Ra, and I are going to be doing something. But then, how do we make Ra not look like Ra but blonde?
I think people tend to focus on the one thing. I think he'll be fine.
Makeup?
Let's try some makeup.
A little contouring.
Yeah. Let's. I hear you should maybe add some highlights. Then they'll just be distracted. The night lights will glint off, and then they'll be like, "Ooh, that's not Ra, but it's blonde hair."
If I'm gonna meet him at night, does it? Why would I wear makeup at night?
Do we
There's
know
probably
where we're
official
meeting this
here.
guy?
No, he doesn't.
We haven't even gotten that far yet to meeting anybody. We need to even first make contact or find how to make
Yeah.
contact.
Yes, so we need to make contact. We need to have a good disguise. And we have to have a plan?
I mean, Ra's not famous. The muscly buff guy who rescued the princess is. So as long as he keeps a shirt on, no one will know it's him.
Wait,
A
what do I have
fluffy,
to do?
billowy shirt.
Keep a
Not
shirt
take
on?
your shirt off in public.
Oh! Not wear your new fancy shirt. Wear your old crusty shirt.
You mean look like I
Sailor?
work on a boat?
Yeah.
I could do that.
Is that what a captain would wear?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they like to be fancy, but it's like ship fancy. But a lot of captains are just like everyone else.
Well, I mean, if he's after a smuggler, you're not going to go for the cleanest dressed smuggler.
No.
You want one with loose morals and who forgets how to count his stuff. So when he shows up with extra silk, it's just, oh, how'd that happen?
You
I
seem
think-
to know a lot about smuggling.
I think they were really
It's easy to make
keen
up.
on making sure they had the exact stuff, actually. I mean, I never counted it. I just moved it. But okay, and I'll scribble on the paper. How would I set up meeting with short guy.
Okay. A while later, you get a response. Like you should think about it for a while, or wasn't paying attention. And the response is, I am not sure, but probably you could ask around and he'd find you. He found me.
Okay. So we just got to go trolling for this fish. So yeah, let's.
Okay.
I guess just get going.
Where are you going?
Do we want to go back to that sailor bar, but this time as different people?
Well, we can't just go bar to bar because then definitely Cal and I will stand out.
Touche. How do we want to do this?
I mean, we can try to where I play at a bar again, and then once we make contact, then Cal and I can go from there. That might even be the simplest to just try to attract people.
I mean, we could ask around and then try to just say, hey, we'll be at that bar if they want to catch up with us and try to be in one spot.
Come up with some kind of signal, maybe? So we're not obviously with you?
Cal, do you know how to play an instrument?
No.
Okay, well then, alternate or part of the band doesn't work as part of your cover, so we'd have to definitely come up with something.
I could
Could
just
you
hang
do-
around and you come get me? Is anything?
Or you could do dancing?
In front of people?
Yeah, I don't know. But you could do dancing.
I have an idea, and we'll just make it work. And as well as it works is as well as it works because it doesn't matter. We're not there to make money this time. We're there for it to be a disguise so that we can leave.
Okay.
And I'll once we get to the bar, then we'll set things up from there.
I'll tell you later.
I got a plan.
It's
Well, I'll tell you
basically,
later.
I'll just have her hold the guitar, strum a chord every so often, and I'll just tell a story. It works all the time.
Oh.
Cool.
Okay, so you guys are going to the bar that you went to last night?
But first, we're stopping because Ra gets permission to not wear fancy clothes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go up and change into comfortable sailor garbage.
Okay.
Don't forget, though, you have to stand out as a captain.
I mean, the clothes I got are the clothes I got.
Then tuck the shirt in.
I mean, most captains don't.
Yeah, but it's your first time being a captain. I'm just shouting up from him from somewhere.
Down in the bar.
Do you have a hat?
No. I just put on the one pair of clothes I have remaining. My slightly nicer shirt that I got at one point. I think it was like our second session because I got a slightly better shirt, so I wasn't a complete
Oh right.
dockhand slob. And then just throw my cloak on because it's, whatever. And yeah, shall we?
Oh, I should probably change how I look. I think I can only do it. I feel like I can only do it for a little bit, but did I click it? Yeah, I did click it. But let me. What should I look like? What I should. Maybe like your kind of like your old captain, but sexier. No, haggard.
I mean, you
Well,
probably just
more.
want to. You probably just want to look like you might be like the owner of my boat, like you're financing me, maybe. So just like, I don't know, something nice but nondescript. Is that the right word
Like,
for it?
yeah, that is. So like a muted dress, like brown, and like that looks kind of like it's nicer, but not that nice. Hair pulled up, but I don't look like my face a little bit. Like a mix
Sure.
between Cal and Duncan in the face. Yeah, okay, I got it. I got it. So, I'm going to look like I'm going to cast Alter Self, and I'm going to change my face to look kind of like it's almost Duncan and Cal had a baby, even though probably won't ever happen.
Well, that's
But
disturbing.
Duncan's son, who's Cal age, would agree.
oh, okay. Or Duncan's son and Cal. Because we've met him before. Yeah, okay. So there we go. How do I look? And Wild Magic Surge 19.
Wow. Yeah, you look different. Wow. That's really impressive. Anyway, yeah, let's go down here and yeah, just ask around because there's postings in places, and I'll just hit up all the places I know a captain would ask about finding work, or looking for somebody to pay them.
So now might be a good time for Kel and I to split off, and that way I can also show her how to play the guitar a little bit.
That. And yeah, you go to a different spot, play guitar.
Well, aren't we all just meeting back at the tavern from last night? So it would make sense for me to be there again.
Because you made a lot of money.
Well, of course, there was the other bar there as well. So maybe a different bar would be a better bet. That way we're not competing.
I mean, there's a couple. There's a few bad places, and then there's that one that captains will hang out at. But yeah, I mean, anywhere, any of the bars around here probably are okay.
So should we find one where there's not one playing, or go to the one from last night? Or I guess if we walk by the one from last night and there's no one playing, then we might go in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they know you as a musician. Would they be okay with storytelling? I mean,
Bards do different things. I can play a song last night and then tonight tell a story. That's what keeps them coming back.
okay.
And I am of nondescript age, so that allows me to have picked up an apprentice that I'm now training. No, don't smile like that. Smile. all the way. Not. Never mind.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Go.
So you all are meeting back at the bar you were last night, if there's no bard there.
Yes,
I think-
otherwise I assume we'll try to find one and then somehow.
I think we should go in groups. So you two go in at some point in time. Cal and Bard, you should go into one separate group. And then Ra and I, at a different point in time, like a little bit later, come in.
Yeah, you guys were gonna go make the rounds.
Yeah, we'll make the rounds. Okay. We'll make the rounds and then we'll meet back at the tavern, this tavern, later.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay. Seeing as how it's about lunchtime, there is nobody else there is no other bard in the tavern. So you guys can do your bardy thing. Cal?
No coaching, you're just throwing me under the bus.
You don't have to play well. You just have to be able to. And I'll put her fingers like in a chord. Just hold them like this. Strum. If your fingers get tired, let go. Strum.
Wait, we're like
Just like this, and I'll put them in a. Because I don't play guitar, so I don't know.
like that.
But I'll put them in a chord. That will work. And then if you get tired, just let go. Don't let go of the guitar. The strings.
Just these ones, right?
Yes.
Oh crap, I lost it again. Hang on.
That's fine.
This one
It's
here.
your first time. And
This
I'll
one here.
do it again.
This one.
So it now clearly looks like mentor and literal first time apprentice.
Yep. You'd think a bard would pick someone with talent, but you know.
Everyone starts from somewhere. That's
Just
what
pretend my
mentor
talents
told me,
lie
and
elsewhere.
eventually you get it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready.
So you strum a story. Are you gonna tell the story, Bard? Or it's just a story that happened?
Yeah, it's going to be like Romeo and Juliet or something, and he'll just do that.
Okay. And meanwhile, the other two go and are you, other than looking for work, are you doing anything to specifically try to bring out this particular person?
Like we How do we
Like
tell
what
him?
are you baiting your hook with?
Oh.
Worms.
Probably. I mean, we'll probably look at any of the boards that are there for job stuff. Some is for like dock hands that I know of, but then there's sometimes like postings of like, I need to get some junk down to Oslin, like contact me. And so we can make at least like a show of surveying for that. And I'll just tell Gretchen, I'll be like, this is how we find work. See, like
Okay.
this person is like, they want to, you know, get passage to somewhere. And like, usually when you're in a hurry, you just go ask people. But like, you know, captains can like they'll see like some merchants like, hey, I got this stuff I make. I want to send it out to the coast or whatever. And they'll post it here. So like we can look at this and then we can just like talk to the people at the bars and places and ask, you know, if there's any better, more lucrative opportunities. Because, you know, moving some dudes like wagon hitches is kind of beneath us.
So we're looking for a well-paying job.
Pretty much, yeah.
Willing to work hard for a well-paying job.
Yeah, and, you know, discreetly.
Discreetly.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll observe I feel like I should observe you doing some of this. Maybe play it off as I'm like a cousin of yours. I feel like I can only do this for a couple of hours, so we'll have to stop at some point.
Yeah. And I'll approach at the first place we go. I'll just approach the person and be like, "Hey, do you know of anyone looking to move some stuff? We just got in and are looking to fill our hold or book some work."
Sure, there's always work. There's up the board I saw you looking at.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, is there anything more extraordinary? We tend to try to find more specialized work.
more specialized.
Yeah, help people get stuff from A to B quickly. We don't.
Oh, you like to have a real fast boat.
Yeah, we're not the biggest, but we're quick.
Oh, okay. I don't know any offhand, but there might be a couple opportunities out there if you want. How could somebody find your boat and get in touch with you?
Well, we're just moored out over here by the South Docks, but I'll be at the bar, and I'll just name the bar that they broke off at. I'll be over here for the evening after we're making the rounds.
Okay, well, if I hear of anything, I'll send someone over there to get you.
All right, thank you kindly, and I'll just repeat.
Do that everywhere. Okay.
Yeah, just keep kind of plugging away, and then also just looking if like someone was dumb enough to be like, "I want to smuggle silk," like posted on a message board, because Ra is
Oddly enough,
optimistic. Yeah.
Do you use the word discreet or do you just stick with speedy?
I'll say or discreet,
Okay.
and then get Gretchen to help me out.
Yeah. I'll start. Once we've kind of got this groove down, I'll start
Okay.
adding some.
I want you to make performance checks, and I also want the bar duo to make performance checks.
Oh shoot!
See how your individual performing goes.
Okay, I will inspire Cal.
Well, I rolled a 17.
8.
Okay. 8. Okay.
I also got a 17.
Ooh.
Plus 4 to, or plus a d6 to that.
Cal is muted, so I do not know what she got.
Wow.
Oh my gosh!
She's doing good.
She's at 23.
You gotta unmute. Yep.
Yep, Cal got a 23 with inspiration.
Sweet. Okay.
I'm starting to play around with different fingerings. I'm like, wait, what if I do this?
Oh,
What if I do
sounds
this?
cool.
I don't know how a guitar works.
Your fingers are starting to really hurt, but you're starting to, it's still cool.
But I'm getting into it, man.
Yeah, but your fingers hurt.
There's probably
Trust
like
me,
I'll
I have
look
learned
over
like
at some point and be like,
that's
don't
terrible.
slide your fingers down. Don't do that.
Okay. So you all meet back at the tavern where you notice that Cal is actually playing surprisingly well. And it's sounding like a really good performance coming from those two.
Wow.
Surprisingly good. You expected it to be terrible.
Did you know she was a bard too?
Oh, I thought she was
She played with
cougar trainer.
plants and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh. Huh.
weird.
All right. Well, I'll just get some drinks and we'll sit down and hang out.
Yeah.
Are either of the captains we saw last night there? I know it's midday, but
Yes, the big boat guy is there.
oh, big boat guy.
the one with nothing better to do.
but your friend is not there.
Bruh, I hate to say this, but I feel like my appearance is going to change soon. I'm going to go back to the inn. And I apologize. But
Okay.
I don't think you want me as somebody else right now. And I don't want Big Boat Guy to know.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. He was being creepy.
Okay.
I'll just hang out and drink.
I'll see you later. So
Cool.
Gretchen's gonna toddle off to the inn.
So you all have a couple hours of drinking / playing. Cal, at this point, you probably hit a point where you just can't anymore. Like, you have succumbed to the pain in your hand, no matter how good you are. Your fingertips are like blistered and bleeding. You're also
Yeah, I gave up. I'm like running salve on my fingers. Like, maybe you get me a tambourine or something, and I can like squeaky toy. I'm gonna play the squeaky toy.
yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
great. And somebody comes into, I mean, people have been coming in and out of the bar, but somebody comes in the bar, looks around, and sort of settles on you, Ra, and walks towards you.
So real quick, I had been just in case like a skeevy guy or somebody like that, it looks like it might turn into that kind of a conversation because I don't know how full the bar is, but if it
Not
looks like
terrible.
it's going to turn into a silk smuggling discussion, then I will bardically inspire Ra.
Okay. You see somebody approaching Ra, so
I'll hold it for now, but just as a like if it looks like Ra's like, oh, this might be the guy, then I'll bardically inspire him or something.
okay. And he approaches, and it's one of the bartenders that you sort of talk to at one of the other
Yeah.
bars. He goes, "Hey, so you were looking for some discreet work, right?"
Yeah, it usually pays better.
Yeah, so there's this guy who's looking for somebody. And I got in touch with him, and he'll meet you if you want. Just up in blah 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 bar at sundown.
Okay.
I think he might already have somebody lined up, but he's looking for a backup just in case.
Sure, yeah. Thanks for looking out, and I'll throw him a silver coin.
Okay. I'll take it and go, yeah. Good luck. Just make
Thanks.
sure you come to my bar next time. And he leaves.
Will do. I will find a way to relay that information. Like if Cal steps off stage, I'll chat with her for a second.
Yeah, I think by this time I'm like sitting to the side, apprentices stepped aside, master's taking over, and I'm just like, I don't know, cleaning the guitar or whatever.
Yeah. Gretchen's still back at the inn.
Yeah.
Like in her
Yeah.
kind of
How
like
much?
dressed out and drawing pictures and writing up notes about life.
How much time is there till sundown?
So I'd say probably like a couple hours, like hour and a half to 2
Okay.
hours.
I'll
So enough time that you could get back to the inn and back if you wanted to, but it would be sort of tight.
yeah, I'll do that actually. I'll like let Cal know and then make sure they know where the bar is. And then go talk to Grid real quick and head back.
Okay. Gretchen, do you accompany him?
How long did I want to make sure I haven't used all of my alter self. How long did it take to do the first part before I kind of
Probably
left?
Not super long, like half an hour. I mean,
Okay.
as long as you guys wanted to take with it, really.
All right. So I'll I will cast alter myself. I'll go with him and then cast alter myself once we get close enough. Again.
Yeah, I'll get back. I'll get back and say, hey, Greg, one of the bartenders we talked to came and got me and said that
Oh.
a guy's gonna meet me at the Maiden's Ballast in just a little bit right at sundown. So
I'm glad it got a name.
yeah.
Okay. I can come with you, and then that way you've got. I mean, I'm just as a, like. I feel like you're the one that's got the good talking in this situation, and that you have the information. I'm just backup. At this point, I
Yeah.
look different, but I'm backup. So let's go.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay. Do the other two of you also go to the Maiden's Ballast at the appointed time?
I assume so. So yeah, we probably wrap up. I say.
Yeah, I think we stick around for a little while, so it's not clear that we're leaving to go with them. But
I don't know how to treat the blisters. It was never an issue for me, but also
it's fine.
gloves,
I got it. I
so-
got it. I just get some bandage on there. Yeah, it's
But
It's
now
annoying, but
might
I
be a
know.
great time for us to go to another bar and watch how other bards perform. That was part of my training, was just seeing how others did theirs.
okay. Can we get something to eat? I kind of skipped lunch because I was too full of pastries, but
I mean, at the other bar would definitely be a great place to get some food.
okay. I will pack up the guitar then.
Okay, so you all make your way there, and do you stay separated? I assume once you're there,
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's the plan.
and sit down, get your dinners because probably all of you are, it's dinner time.
Yep.
And after a little while, somebody comes in who is short and blonde, and you kind of glancing over, he looks slimy. Like it was a very apt description. Like this is not someone that you really want to hang out with.
I will make eye contact with Ra from across the bar, nod, and bardically inspire him.
Okay. And he kind of walks in and surveys the bar and sees you, Ra, and sort of looks at everybody pretty carefully, but then sort of sees you and gives a little nod, and then goes towards you. Hello, good day.
Hi there.
Yes, I heard you're looking for work.
Yeah. Yeah, just got in. Do you have some work for me?
Do you go in the ocean?
Yeah. Yeah, typically we're a lightweight ocean-going vessel, so the rivers aren't too bad.
Good. Do you go far?
We can, yeah. We've sailed the coast a bit.
And do you go? Are you good at avoiding the authorities?
Yeah.
And you said you're fast.
Yeah, we're not a heavy cargo vessel. We're a little bit smaller, a little bit lighter, so we can move a little quicker.
But you still have space in your hold.
Yeah.
How much?
We've got, and I'll say an amount that seems appropriate based on my sailor knowledge. I can't think of an actual number off the top of my head, but it's probably like cubic yards or something.
Okay, do you have any issues with crossing borders?
I mean, they don't put fences up on the sea.
Right. Sorry, I'm waiting for my clock 'cause it's really loud. And, right. What kind of cut do you take?
It depends on. Are you looking to move anything living, animals or anything?
No.
Okay. We move quick, and it depends on what you're looking for. We can move like fresh goods too, but those, we got to worry about them spoiling and stuff, and like it's a whole thing to mind it. So is it
It's
anything like that?
not fresh.
Okay, so it's
No.
all right. Usually depending on the trip, we take, and I'm trying to think of what an appropriate cut would be for a.
I don't even know for a smuggling
I'll tell
vessel.
him. I'll say normally, if we're not worried about authorities, it would be this percent, but we tack on 10 extra if we have to really make sure we don't run into anyone.
And you said you're very discreet. You wouldn't tell anybody about our arrangement.
No, I just ship those weird melon things all over the place. I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's see. Make a deception check. You do have bardic inspiration.
Let's see. So with inspiration, that's a 22 total.
Okay. So he sort of looks you over, and Gretchen sitting next to you, I assume. Just sort of silently nodding.
Just having a drink, probably.
Yep.
And he looks you over as well. And then he sits down. So I can trust you to not talk to anybody about anything.
Of course not.
Both of you. Okay. All right. Well then, if I can actually talk to you. We're looking for some traders to help us with a shipment from Syriand.
Direct?
Direct.
Okay.
We can trust you with this, yes?
Yeah. Yeah, it's easy.
It could be very lucrative. There could be multiple shipments, depending on how the first one goes.
Yeah, that's good. Having repeat work is always nice.
At the moment, I have somebody lined up, but they've gone rather silent, and I don't know if they're going to stick with us. So we're looking for a backup ship. Or if the first trade does go well, more ships. But because, as I mentioned, it is from Syriand, it would be very under the table.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. We just went to Oslo and back and spent some time in port there.
Very good. What do you know about the silk industry?
Oof. Just that stuff's real expensive.
Yes, hence the lucrative.
Yeah, it makes sense that it'd be a good business to be in. But I don't see as much of it up here though.
No, it's forbidden trade with Syriand.
Oh,
And the
right.
best silk, as everybody knows, comes from Syriand. Typically, it is smuggled through Oslin. However, in that case, Oslin traders take a cut, and everybody loses.
Yeah.
So if we can go directly to the source, everybody wins. We win, you win, the traders down there win.
Sounds like.
The problem is, of course, if you're caught with it, it will be confiscated and you'll probably be tried.
I think we just got to make sure we have manifests that say we came from Oslin.
Well, it's not completely legal even from Oslin.
All right. Yeah, we can do that.
All right. Well, like I said, I'm still waiting on a response from somebody else, but are you in a very great hurry to leave? This would pay quite well if you're willing to wait.
For good pay, I'll wait.
All right. How could we get in touch with you?
Oh, you could just find. Oh, I mean, I normally am down at, one of these bars, but
What do you go by?
oh, me? I'm Raul.
Raul.
Yeah.
All right. And who is your companion who's very quiet? So quiet, I can't even hear her.
Yeah, her voice is Gretchen's voice sounds like a mouse, almost. And it's like, Lisa.
Lisa. All right. And what's the name of your ship?
It's the Damp Mare.
Make a deception check.
It's a 17.
Okay. Okay. The Damp Mare, Raoul, and Lisa, are you somehow involved in the business doings?
Yes.
We go way back, and she helped me a couple years ago get my own ship and such out on the water, and we work together. So.
And Gretchen's gonna like almost kind of like make a move like it's more of a romantic relationship between Raoul and Lisa, like a touch the arm kind of thing. That's what she's gonna do.
Make a deception check as well.
Fuck. No! 7!
He sort of gives you a look and sort of leans into you, Ra. I think that perhaps she's looking for something that you're not interested in. You might want to let her down gently.
Noted.
If it becomes a problem, then it will be a problem with our relationship as well.
It'll be fine. I've known her a long time.
And there won't be any scorned woman talking.
No.
All right then. Well, we will get in touch if we do come to this arrangement. There will, of course, be some paperwork involved. At the moment, however, if word of this gets out in any way, know that I have people that will be after you.
Word of what? We just had a drink together at the bar.
Indeed. Well, is there anything you wish to know?
I mean, I have an idea of what sort of stuff we'd be moving and roughly whereabouts we'd be sailing, which is the main thing. If there's any other stipulations you feel the need to tell me about.
Not that I'm aware of. At the moment, anyway. Do you know the Syriandian border well, or rather the sea, the whatever they call it, the place where the boats go?
The ports we've
The
been.
shore, the shoreline. Do you know much about the shoreline?
Uh, yes, it's pretty obvious actually. There's a bit of a gap, and then a big port town just past the border with Oslin.
Yes. Do you know where the silk is produced
Not
in Syriand?
not exactly.
Just past Oslin, actually, there is a multiple settlements, but they are where you would be going.
Okay.
If you were to go around, it'd be just past Oslin. So it wouldn't be far into Syriand. So just you know. Yes, that's all I have at the moment.
And you are sorry. I introduced myself. What do I call you?
You can call me Joseph.
All right, Joseph. Nice to meet you. I hope we're in touch soon.
Indeed. We will let you know one way or the other. If it becomes something that there would be a wait, then I'll let you know, and you can obviously go do other jobs and then come back if we proceed with our plans.
Excellent. That'd be perfect.
All right, very good. And he gets up and sort of redons the bumbling oaf air and kind of like staggers his way out of the bar.
I assume Cal and I wait a couple seconds and then follow. Like, just that way he doesn't get away.
Okay. So make stealth checks, I assume, because you're trying to not be seen.
Well,
I'm going to try to go into cat mode.
that's
Like
what I was
duck into a
gonna say.
nearby alley.
If we get out, how, like, I assume we see him outside. Beyond him, how populated is the street?
You're kind of down by the docks more, so it's, pretty rough and tumble still, but it is also fairly busy. It being evening.
Then I'm gonna do the same as Cal, but instead of an animal, I'm just gonna go invisible.
Okay.
Oh.
What kind of you're just a normal cat, Cal? Like a house cat?
I'm a little tabby.
Okay. Hey, look, Tabby.
Yeah, just like that one.
Just like that one. Cute and cuddly.
I walk
Yeah,
up to Bart and I show him my butt.
Well, you don't actually know where Bart is anymore.
Well, if he did it in the same alley, I saw him vanish.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah, and I probably would say something like, "It's a new thing. I'm going to go invisible." Snap my fingers and
Okay. And then you leave your alley and trot after whoever this person is.
Just
Yeah.
Joseph.
Pretty clearly not his actual name, but
What? Really?
and he obviously
Everybody
didn't
gives us
expect your real
pseudonyms.
names either. There.
Yeah, everybody gives us pseudonyms. I don't know. Is it us?
So, I think it's us.
And so make survival checks then for your following ability.
Oh, did I ever actually roll still? Oh, yes, I did.
I got a 4.
I rolled
Oh.
a 21 for stealth.
Okay.
Bard the Master Tracker.
And 18. Oh my god, I forgot that.
It's I'm trying to follow the guy, and when I probably quickly lose him, apparently, I try to follow the cat.
Okay. But you're going to pretend you found him the whole time. Okay. So yeah, he disappears into all the people, Bard, but luckily the cute little Tabby is going along and seems to know where she's going. So you just follow her and
I'll try to be a little
beeline-
conspicuous, like, just hop up on things and,
Yeah.
I'm gonna hop over these barrels instead of going around them.
A beeline is made towards like where you know the palace is. Like he sort of wanders a little bit, but then after sort of deciding that nobody's tailing him, like he looks back a lot and then sort of starts walking normally. Walks towards the palace.
Just so you know, I have an hour invisibility, so.
Okay. So yeah, so you guys walk across town, up, up, up. Gretchen and Ra, you're still just gonna hang out.
Yeah. I'll turn though and be like, "What did you?
I'm
Why was he
sorry.
so suspicious of you all of a sudden?"
Because I made a move on you, like I
Wait,
tried
really?
to
I
make
wasn't paying attention.
it cat.
I was just looking at him. It seemed really out of place that he was like warning me about you.
The stupid thing of touching your arm at a weird location. That's all.
Oh, I didn't even.
You know, yeah, can't believe that I screwed this up.
Oh,
I mean, it's okay. I think we got a good idea. I mean, we got the words out of him and stuff, and I think they're doing their job now, and I assume they'll just meet us back at the inn. Did you want another drink here? I mean, it's got the same kind of drink as everywhere else down here, so.
Hey, well, this is the place that bartender got us the job, so yeah, let's just have a drink here.
Cool. We'll get another round and hang out for a little bit, and then head back at some point.
Yeah. And if it crosses into the second hour, I'll cast Alter Self again.
okay. Well, I mean, you guys can leave whenever you want to, so it's on you.
Well, actually, we should probably go back to the end before too long.
What is your makeup gonna fall off or something?
It feels like it falls off like after an hour or so.
Hmm.
I feel like I could do one more hour of being this.
Yeah, we could hang out more if you want, or just go drink back at the tavern at the inn.
Let's do the end.
Cool.
Let's go.
Okay.
And
So
let's-
meanwhile, Cal and Bard, you make it up to the palace. And he just walks right in the main gates. Nobody even blinks, really. They just let him through. He doesn't stop and talk to them. He just goes.
I'm just gonna do the cat thing where I just like act like I belong and just saunter in the gate.
I will also just quickly follow, which I assume at least I'm trying to probably reasonably close the distance. Not close enough that he can literally hear me walking, but also not far enough back that'll lose him in the castle.
Okay. Both of you make another stealth check to get past the guards.
Stealth or deception?
Deception, I guess, for you.
Oops,
15.
that's a 6.
Okay. So, Cal, as you're walking through,
This is gonna be
sorry, I
bad.
like sneeze.
It's gonna be bad.
I don't even know. Okay, you are accosted by, not really accosted, but a guard sort of steps in your path and, hey, kitty, kitty, and like shoves you away and sort of looks at you oddly. Like, stupid cat, and he kind of kicks at you.
I'm gonna like dart away.
Okay. Meanwhile, Bard, as Cal is causing this commotion, you just walk right through.
I swear, if I somehow wind up by myself again,
Don't die. Don't die. Don't die. I'm gonna go let my other cat in so I can.
He has an
make sure-
anti-invisibility spell on his door. Yeah, I'm gonna like wander around the outside and see if there's another way in.
Okay. I mean, you're a cat. You could probably like jump up on a wall and cross over or something, or like onto a bush and then onto a
Does it
tree.
look like the walls are?
Like they're rough stone and there's trees and bushes and stuff, so you could pretty easily find a crossing place as a cat.
Okay. Then I will go outside of the guards and try to scale the wall.
Okay. Make an athletics check with advantage because you're a cat.
That would be a 5.
Don't cats have a
You're
climb
not
speed?
Yeah.
You're trying
I
to
have a-
scale the wall. You just like slide
I
down.
do have a
really-
30-foot climbing speed.
Okay, yeah, no, you managed to make it.
Oh my
The
god.
climb speed, that helps you.
Let's just say it takes like 3 times and I just have to like jump at the wall. Nope.
Yeah, there's a couple like cute little cat scratch marks on the claw, but eventually you make it. And down is easy. And so that said, you have absolutely no idea where Bard is. And they have gone into the palace somewhere, presumably.
I'm just gonna start sniffing around and see if I smell them.
Make a sniff check, a survival
Like,
check.
get to the closest door or hallway or something. A what check?
I am a funky smelling robot, so certainly that has to help.
What check?
I think survival or
Jesus.
perception. I don't know, whatever it is.
Do cats get advantage on sense of smell or something?
Do they check your cat stats?
Yes, they do actually. Yes. Perception
Okay.
checks involving sense of but I did survival.
Perception, but either way. Okay.
So I
So you
fail
do manage
completely.
to find Bard's funky, oily scent, or whatever it is, and follow him through the palace. As Bard, you continue to follow this guy, and like there's a few times you have to sort of like dodge around because people are walking down the corridor or whatever, and like you have to not get hit by them. So it's
When that-
slightly challenging.
After the hour rolls over, I'll recast invisibility. So just let me know whenever I need to cast it again, so I can count it.
And you kind of go through. He stops and talks to a couple people here and there, but not for very long. And he seems not to be super interested in these conversations. And Cal, you catch up to the point where you can actually see this guy again. So you assume that, and you followed Bard's scent, so you assume Bard's around here somewhere. He's just, invisible.
Mhm.
Probably you get closer where you like, hear his little footsteps, even though, So you're just like trying to avoid getting stepped on by him at this point, probably.
I rolled a stealth because this time I'm
Cal
kind
comes
of
back
like,
and starts moving around.
yeah, I'm kind of like keeping close to the wall, so I'm not gonna get stepped on. Hopefully, not gonna get noticed. Just like boop 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 boop.
Yeah.
Just a cat. Nobody noticed me.
And
When I get up alongside Bard, I'm gonna give a little meow just to let him know I'm there.
I can see her, so I'm just like, okay.
sure, whatever. Stamp a little
In case he
harder.
was too busy watching his mark and didn't see the cat right there.
And you get to a door, and he opens the door and walks in, and the door closes right behind him. What are you guys gonna do?
Are there any cracks or anything in the area that I could?
Like around the door? Sure.
Do you want to go mouse, and can you slide in through?
I don't know if I can. I'm gonna like sniff under the door and see if I can smell. Is there another person in the room?
Make a perception check.
Also, are there adjacent doors or anything like, or adjacent areas where I could maybe? Also, does it feel like we're on the exterior, or are we more inside?
No, you're super interior, you think. And this hallway is pretty quiet. Like there haven't been, a bunch of other people wandering around. It looks sort of like an administration area, you would guess. Like it's not as nice. You've kind of gone through like the public hallways and you're kind of back a little bit. What was your perception, Cal?
Oh, I just clicked away from it. 14. Or sorry, 22, because I have advantage.
20. Okay.
Oh, hey!
You're a kitty cat. Okay, so you do smell, you think there are a couple of people back in their room. And there aren't any like exactly adjacent doors, but there are other doors that you think might lead to other rooms or something, Bard. What are you guys gonna do?
I'm going to pit-pat down to another door.
Okay. And what are you gonna do at the other door?
Nose it, see if it's open.
It is not. It is.
How do you slam it as a cat? You do a whole like cat body slam. Don't you know this? You're like
Yeah, that won't
Ella.
be noticed by anybody.
Okay, Ella's a feline battering ram.
You're surprised about this?
Nope,
16 pounds
just-
a cat.
Making a statement. I'm gonna like paw at the door like I want in and be like, Bard, I know you're around here somewhere.
Which door is she at?
One of the doors, like the next door over.
I'll go over to it and like try to quietly open it and see if I
Okay.
can.
Make a stealth check.
13.
Okay. So you quietly open the door. It's like a little bar handle thing. And do you open it slowly or do you open it just like open it?
I assume I open it very, very slowly and literally just wide enough so that Cal can slip through.
Okay. So Cal,
Nice
you
kitty.
slip through and find yourself in what is clearly somebody's like office. Like it's got a desk and a chair and there's a bunch of papers and there's some books behind the desk. And it seems to be empty. And you see there is actually another door that is probably an adjoining door to the room that you saw the guy go into.
It's late, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like dark late or
Yeah, like you met with him at dark, so it's yeah.
Okay,
Was
I'm
it-
going to go back to
we-
the door I just came in and push it wide open. So,
he'll slip inside that door and shut it.
and then I'll go over to the other door and
And this is about when the hour rolls over, Bard.
Then I'll wait just to because it's empty in this room, yeah. So I'll wait a bit until like either I hear footsteps or like we're about to do something before I recast it. And I'll look at Cal and I'll be like, "Are there people in there?" So I don't want to open it, right? Well, when I open
Are
it,
you actually like hitting the door with your scratching?
no, I'm just like pawing at it.
Okay.
when I open it, they'll see the door open. I have a thought, but I don't know if it'll work. Can we see, like, I assume the door's not like, flush with the ground. Can we see?
Yeah, there's like a little line of light.
Can we?
The room you're in is now dark because you've closed the door.
Yeah. Can we hear anything?
You can make a perception check.
I'm not concerned with can I hear what they're saying. Can I hear? My perception's trash. Can I hear that there are voices in there, though?
Since you're sitting here for whatever time you need to, yeah, you can definitely hear that there are two voices in there.
Should I try it? How big do you think it is? I'm mainly just talking to myself because she's a cat. I have a bad idea. It might not work for me, but you should be able to sneak in.
How does Chris's characters die each time? It's a bad plan.
Just because I have a bad
Can't.
idea now that the next character's going.
I'm just cocking my head, looking at you. Like, what are we gonna do here?
I try something really dumb. You try to get in there. I'll see what I can do. So be ready for them to open the door. And with that, I will press to digitate some quiet music coming from like the far side of, like clearly within this room, but not like where we're at. And then I'll scoot away from the door and go invisible.
I'm
Okay.
gonna scoot away from the door too, like so I'm not gonna be whacked by it if they open the door.
Okay, so you hear the voices on the other side kind of get quiet, and then the door does open. And somebody looks through, and it's not the person that you saw that you followed through. And they kind of look into the room you're in, and they're like the light from that room, sort of floods into the room you're in. Do you keep the music going?
I don't think I can because I
Oh, it's just a one-time thing.
so it would stop. I'm
Okay.
kind of hoping they would be distracted and walk in. And so I would slip in. Can we see enough? Does the
I'm
person
gonna try to do the cat thing and voop through the door.
Okay. Chris, what were you saying?
can I see enough of the person who opened the door to see if they look vaguely like Jean?
Well-
You could certainly make a perception check.
But John doesn't look like them.
12.
Like
oh,
Jean.
that's well, yeah. He's a robot.
It's hard to tell,
I
but
know
not
that.
specific. You don't see any features in common.
Yeah, he's a robot. That's still new to him.
Cal, make a dexterity check.
What do I dex on?
Not a save, a check.
I have +2. I was just checking to see what my cat stats are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, natural 20. Ninja
Okay.
cat.
Yeah, you managed to
And
slip
now.
in and like slip behind a little something. You can't even tell what because you're moving so fast and you don't think anybody noticed you, maybe?
Just voom.
And the door closes. And the guy kind of turns around and I don't see anything. I don't know. I think maybe you just heard something. And the man that you followed is sitting, you now see he's sitting in like a couch sort of lounge thing. And the other guy is just sort of now standing against the door. Like he's just kind of leaning back against the door. So, still no news. Maybe we should just hire these new people. And the what did he say his name was?
Raoul?
Joseph.
No, Joseph. The guy
Joseph.
that you know is Joseph. Sort
Oh,
of
okay.
shrugs. Maybe, but I think that our first contact was more efficient or better. I don't know. She's got a reputation. I don't know who this person is, just showed up. And the other guy, the guy standing against the door, says, well, we can't wait forever. If we're going to do it, we need to do it. The longer we wait, the more likely someone is to find us. And he gets, sort of just a shrug in response, like, I don't know. Whatever. Kind of up to you, I guess. And the guy against the door says, well, all right, why don't you just hire these new ones? If we ever get word back from what's her name, then we can just send another ship. The more silk, the better, right? And again, the guy just sort of shrugs, I guess. But wouldn't it be, we'd be more likely to be seen. Well, probably, but once we've got it here, then it's just money in the pocket. And we could always use all the money we can get. I know you've got their debts you've got to pay. And I forgot again, what did I name the stupid guy?
Joseph.
Joseph. I remember what his real name is, but not what I named him. I'm writing it down now. And Joseph says, well, I do, yeah, but I also don't want to go to jail for the rest of my life. The other guy, well, no, of course not. Neither of us do. But the longer we wait, I think, I don't know. I don't want, I don't have a good feeling about her. I think she's taken too long. There's something wrong. And Joseph says, well, then let's just hire the new people. I just don't, I mean, they'll probably be fine. They just don't have a name. I don't know who they are. I assume they're not going to turn us in because they haven't yet, at least not that I know of. But I don't know. And the unknown man sort of steps closer to him and settles in on the couch next to him and sort of sighs and leans back next to Joseph. Let's just do it. Let's just hire these people, and if they fall through, they fall through. But right now, we don't have anything else. And Joe says, okay, well, then I'll send out a message. It shouldn't be too hard. They know about where to go, and we'll give them a little more information, and it should be fine. And the guy, the unknown guy. All right, good. I like your legs the way they are. I don't want them to be broken. All right, then. And they sort of just sit back, and you notice that the unknown guy's arm comes around Joseph, and they sort of just sit there hugging. And they go quiet. Are you going to stay there for long?
I'm gonna stay there for a while.
Okay. After a while, Joseph sort of stands up, gives a sigh. All right, well, I guess I'd better get to it then. This better work. Big gamble. And he walks out of the room. Not towards the office, but just towards the hallway. And a few minutes later, the other guy also leaves the room.
So I'm gonna sit there for a few more minutes. And then I'm totally gonna go jump up on that desk.
In the other room?
In the room they were in.
There isn't a desk in the room they were in.
There isn't a desk, it's just a
like
room.
area. Yeah. It's got like a couple couches and a couple chairs.
In that case, I'm gonna go back to the door to the office and paw at it and go meow, meow.
I open the door and let her back through, and then I shut it again. At this point, assuming that everything's relatively quiet, I will prestidigitate and turn on any candles or anything.
Okay, yeah. So the little like candle lights, sconces all pop up, and you are in a lit room.
Now I'm gonna hop up on the desk.
Okay.
Yeah, I imagine we start looking through all papers.
Rifling through the desk. You find all kinds of just like trade documents, like just, tons and tons and tons of contracts and agreements. Most of them are either, in some way they're labeled as Olivier de Lansac, whether it's, the purchaser or, the seller or whatever. Like they all seem to be revolving around him. But make an investigation check to see if you can find anything else.
Investigate. the stuff.
Investigation. Yeah.
It's a 17 for me, and I'll be right back.
That's an 8 for me.
Okay.
Good investigator right there. Meow, 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 meow.
I'm just fighting the urge to knock things off.
Is it glass? It goes on the floor. Ah, paper? Chew on it. Nom, 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 nom.
They get back later. Why is there fur everywhere and everything's knocked off the desk?
Meow. Meow.
Meow.
Meow.
For that matter, is there any food on the desk?
You're muted.
Test. Okay, now I'm back. Bard, you are able to find, sort of in all this documentation that clearly, like, you get the name of Olivier's secretary, just, based on the various documentation. And you now know that his name is Richard Baudelaire. And you do find, it's 17, sort of hidden away in one of the drawers, a ledger that has a lot of outgoing expenses and very few incoming expenses. And you get the distinct impression that he is in debt up to his eyeballs. But you're not positive about what the outgoing expenses were.
Which, the secretary or?
The secretary.
My crappy notes are coming back to bite me in the ass. I know we've seen the Baudelaire name before, but I don't remember where.
Yeah, I
know
I have
that
a
too.
suspicion, but I think it has to do with the lady who let them in.
Lady who let them in?
Oh, the
That
lady
let
that
in
opened
the-
up the tree.
Yeah,
No,
Like-
no,
she was staying with the Baudelaire family, or
no.
There it is. Richard Baudelaire. No. What? No.
What? Did I use the same first name accidentally? It shouldn't be the same first name.
Okay.
What was the
So
previous
we'll
use
say
of it?
this
Oh
one
my god, this conspiracy is a lot bigger than I thought it was.
The rabbit hole continues forever. No.
We'll say this is Martin Baudelaire. I did not mean to make the same name, sorry.
What was the previous use of Baudelaire though?
One of the spies.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but did we?
did anyone besides Elric know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he passed it along.
Okay.
Oh, what's
It's
it?
like Smith.
One of the spies.
Everybody's named Smith. It's fine.
Then I'm assuming Gretchen has it in her notes somewhere.
Oh God, yeah.
He was one of the two spies in that
Well-
city that we were at.
If
Oh, in the room?
Mm-hmm.
In
In the room where? No,
room
I
where
didn't get any of the names. I did not get any of the names because you got the names, but I came in
No,
later.
It was information he'd passed along to you guys.
Oh,
He had gotten.
Yeah, it was earlier information.
we'll figure out if this also gets passed along to Gred if Bard and Cal make it out alive.
yep. Okay.
I mean,
Cal
we're on the
will.
easy part now. Like, it's easy street to get back out. Like, this was the hard part.
How long has it been?
Oh, at this point, it's probably been a couple of hours.
Wait,
Like
was Richard
more than
Baudelaire?
4?
Which one was he? One of the spies, or was he one of the soldiers?
He might have been one of the
Let me
soldiers.
double check.
I think he might
I
have
thought
just
he was
been
one of the spies. That's what I
Syrian
remembered, but I
soldiers.
could remember that. Oh no, he's not one of the spies. I gave the wrong last name then. Well, now you know all the connections. Darn it.
So are you
Yeah,
saying that
Richard
these two
Richard
Baudelaires?
Baudelaire was the one that I replaced. No, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you replaced him. Oh God.
Yeah, he
That's
was just a
right.
soldier.
That's right. Yeah, he was just the guy that you replaced.
2 characters ago.
It's 2 characters ago.
Bard's like, hey, I have
Well,
a
doesn't matter.
feeling
It's
that
a common name.
a random guy.
I meant to have it be a name that matched someone else, but it doesn't matter.
Nope. Nope, just a random dude he replaced.
You guys would know that he was Siriandan, though, so take that for what you would. But I'll look at Cat Cow. Should we just take the whole book?
Nah.
Are you sure? It would be quite the useful item.
Nah.
Then I'll like rifle for some blank paper and I will try to copy stuff down.
Okay.
Because I imagine that would be very useful.
How long are you going to spend copying stuff down?
I imagine until. Well, and that's I didn't find anything else interesting.
Not particularly.
Frankly, I'll look at Cal and be like, I mean, might as well copy as much as I can. And so I imagine I'll continue to copy stuff until like I hear footsteps and then I'll snuff the lights out and go invisible.
You don't hear footsteps. Cal,
Okay,
you're getting worried about your cat shape.
I will start.
I will go over to the
Those
door to the
spaces
outside
and
and start
copy
pawing at it.
Okay, I think I have quite a bit. I'll shove it in my pocket and go invisible. And I guess we'll attempt to leave the castle at this point.
Make stealth checks. With advantage, Chris, because you are invisible.
I think I get an advantage because I'm a cat.
You might get advantage with your cat. That I don't know offhand.
That's a +4. What would I normally have?
2. So.
That would be a 17. That was math.
Whew.
Both pretty good.
Better. Just like creep into the shadows at the edge of the wall, just going along.
Stealth mode.
Oh,
Cat
we're back.
mode.
You're
Yes.
back.
Yep.
Chris, what did you get?
I got an 18.
Okay. Without any particular issues, you guys are able to get out of the castle and make your way back to the inn. And that is probably a really good stopping place.
Yep.
You have survived a really bad plan encounter.
Chris did not die. His plans are getting better.
Oh no, it wasn't any better. I just had more spell slots.
Touche.
Invisibility is a useful thing.
Well, that was exciting.
Woo!
Woohoo.
You split the party and
You
didn't
let
immediately
me-
die.
High
That is a
five.
true statement.
But it does look on the bright side. Well, as far as Bard knows, it's just a silk shipping conspiracy that goes no further.
Yeah.
I'm just going to make a note that when Cal gets back to the inn, she's going to take out her sketchbook and make a sketch of what she thinks this guy looks like, or what she remembers this guy looking like.
Okay. Just real quick, I guess, make a performance check, just see how it is before we go away, and don't forget.
Yeah, I don't usually draw people. I usually draw plants. 13.
13? Okay. It's relatively decent. Okay.
Gosh, now we see how fast they react when they find out that the Damp Mare is not a real ship. Because that's the first ship name I could come up with quickly.
After they finally came to the conclusion they're just going to hire this guy.
Oh, fuck.
Just a question. What is the Volandian philosophy on homosexuality?
It's fine.
Okay.
Nobody cares. Homophobia is not a thing. I mean,
So
I'm sure
that's
there
not a big secret.
are issues, but no, that's no big deal.
Yep. Cool.
I mean, it might be a secret that he's in a relationship with somebody, but
Again, the noble fraternizing with the secretary might be an issue, but
You know.
okay.
All right. Any last minute thoughts, anybody?
No.
It was exciting.
You guys managed a cool trappy squeezy thing. No squeezy thing, but like learning stuff thing.
Well, just a cool trappy
Yeah.
learning stuff.
We got intel.
You got intel.
I got another critter. I can
Yeah,
now
you got
cat.
critter. You got Jean to lose his mind a little bit.
Yeah.
Open up more than he typically would. And yeah, good things. Good job, you guys.
Cool.
All right. Well, if y'all want to outro who you are and where people might find you and anything else you might want to plug, go ahead. I
Sure.
don't see the order anymore because it all went away. So I think it probably starts with Stuart.
Me.
Stuart.
Yeah, I'm Stuart. I play Raw, and you can find me at Nacho Botulism on Twitch. Yep. That's it.
And the fact that the stream did not go down is all thanks to him.
I'm Amanda. I play Cal, and you can find me at Statstein on both Twitch and Twitter.
I'm Chris, and I play Bard the Bard, and you can find me on Twitter at Chris_Vowel.
You're talking too quiet again.
Oh, shoot. Hi, I'm Elizabeth. You can find me at Lizard Alchemy. I changed it on Twitch finally. And on Twitter, and the thing I actually update the most is Instagram, so you can see cat posts. And mostly Mochi, but Ella too. Yeah.
And I am Kara. I've been your DM. You can find me everywhere at Rain Midnight, except for on Twitter, where it is Rain_Midnight. And you should check out all the cool dice posts because they're pretty. Dice are fun.
Dice are fun.
Eventually, someday, I'll even put up a thing and sell them again. But for now, they're just pretty pictures. And if you really want some of them, send me a DM and maybe you can have them. All right. I think that's about it, guys. So thank you for watching or listening and hanging out. And we'll see you next week.
All right. Bye.